So when you look at a timesheet, you want to figure out how many hours you actually worked to make sure that you're getting paid correctly. So what most jobs do is they look at, how many, not just hours did you work, but how many half hours, how many quarter hours. They don't usually break it down less than that. So if you work more than 9 minutes of an hour, so if this was like a clock and you worked past 9 minutes, they round that up to the next quarter hour. If you worked 24 minutes, so 15 minutes or a quarter hour plus the next 9 minutes, they round it up to the next half hour. So we call this the rule of nines. The rule of nines is essentially 9 minutes past each quarter hour is the cutoff mark for the next quarter. So let's take a look at what I mean here. If we look on Monday, this particular person worked from 6:59 until 11 and then worked from 12 until 4:02. When you take these and you add all those two shifts together, that's 8 hours and 3 minutes. That's not past the 9-minute mark, so we round that to 8 hours. The next weekday, the person works from 11:03 to 3 p.m. and then 4 to 9:09, and that gives you 9 hours and 6 minutes total. Again, it's not past the 9-minute mark, so we leave it at 9 hours that the person worked. But let's look at Wednesday. That's where it gets different. From 7:02 until 1 o'clock is how long this person worked, which is 5 hours and 58 minutes. Then they had a lunch or something, and they came back, and they worked from 1:30 until 4:45. So that was 3 hours and 15 minutes total in that second shift. So when we look at the right here, we'll see the total time that person worked on Wednesday was 9 hours and 13 minutes. Not quite 9.25 hours. But because they went past that 9-minute mark and essentially went 9 hours in right here, we're going to round it up to 9.25 hours, and we would write that as a decimal as 9.25. So the things to think here is add up the total hours that somebody worked in a day and figure out how many hours down to the quarter hour that they worked. And if they worked something past that quarter hour, if it's 9 minutes past the quarter hour, then we give them that whole 15-minute block onto their timesheet. Once I've done that for each day, then we would look at a person's week and we would add up the total hours that the person worked for a week.